talk about Colin Kaepernick. NorCal Choka says, please give me your input on Colin Kaepernick, number 7, backup to the 49ers. Your wish is my command. Hold on. Did I even write that? I didn't put it in. Okay, well, there we go. Here's the banner. Please give us your input on Colin Kaepernick, backup for the 49ers. I think he'd be a better option than Nate Sudfeld. I'll just say that.
Yeah, that's reasonable. I go really back and forth on this one. Lots of pros and cons. The short answer for me would be no. But there are pros. It would feel great to be the team that finally brings Cap back to the league. Like, that would feel like an accomplishment for the San Francisco 49ers from a social justice standpoint. But I understand that it would then alienate a certain percentage of 49ers fans who would be incensed by the idea of bringing Colin Kaepernick back, to which I would say, tough luck. But, you know, the other pro, it would be, you would think, a really cheap contract, right? That's the question is, would Cap accept the type of contract that would be coming his way? And then I would say he's certainly one of the more talented quarterbacks available at that price. But the cons, I mean, distractions. You have to acknowledge it. It's not fair to Cap, but it is what it is. He hasn't played in 5 freaking years. He's 34 years old as a mobile quarterback. He struggled.
About me, man. I'm 34. What are you trying to say?
I'm trying to say you're old, Grant, and that makes me freaking ancient. It makes me ancient. But, you know, if Tom Brady can still play, I could make it into the league at this point.
Look, surprisingly, I'm going to disagree with you on this one. I'm in on this. No one knows where Colin Kaepernick's at. No one's asked him. He's like Willy Wonka. He's locked in his chocolate factory. No one comes in. No one comes out. Everyone just projects why they think he's being so quiet. I don't know, man. He's working out. He wants to play. Give him an offer. Put the ball in his court. Give him an offer that's, you know, commensurate with the 34-year-old quarterback who hasn't played in 5 years and is going to be your backup. You don't have to pay him more than you paid Nate Sudfeld, but make him say no. Bring him in. Let him see if he's a distraction. Let him prove himself. And if anything negative comes of it, you could get rid of him. I'm tired of the outside world saying Colin wants this and Colin will do this, or this is going to happen, or this would happen. Like, we don't freaking know. It would be interesting, and I think he would be a much better backup than Nate Sudfeld. Like, you need a backup who can win a few games if Trey Lance gets hurt. Trey Lance got hurt multiple times last year. They'd be much better off with a quarterback who's A, won in the NFL, and B, extremely similar to Trey Lance. Give him a chance. I'd like to see it.
I like those pros.
Let him say no.
My only question for you is, as a guy who never wanted to focus on his mechanics, would that be any sort of a bad influence on Lance?
Hey, man, if you see an iota of a bad influence, cut him. I'm just saying, give him a chance. Bring him to camp. Bring him to mini camp. Why not? You could. It's not like you have to give him $100 million.
No.
I mean, I think it's low risk, high reward at this point. And, you know, Colin Kaepernick, the last time he was around, he was in his late 20s. Now he's 34. I'm a lot different than I was in my late. You know, maybe he's different. Maybe I have no idea what he's like, but I want to see him get one more chance because
I do too.
He did get blackballed. He's flat out did.
No question.
I always thought that it wouldn't go 5 years. I thought it would be like a year or two, and some team would get desperate and be like, well, we don't want to lose. Let's bring in a good quarterback. It never happened.
There's talent that we could have for cheap.
Maybe we want to win. And the Niners literally cut him and then went 1-10 with Brian Hoyer. Like, think about that. Yeah. Not that, I mean, Kaepernick lost a lot of games too, but damn, I mean, a lot of these teams are willingly being worse than they needed to be. I know Mike Silver was trying to say Kaepernick could go to Seattle, but I think that's going to be Deshaun Watson. So I don't know if Cap's going to come back in the league. I don't, but I think
it seems like a stretch at this point.
The Niners would be really cool to at least make an offer. And if he declined it, tell people we tried to bring him in. He said no. And that was
PR.
Exactly. And it would kind of like poke a hole in Colin Kaepernick's stance if it's not real. And a lot of people say, oh, he's just posturing. Well, let's see. Let's see.
Right.
Because when he had that little tryout, he didn't like it, right? He thought it was kind of a sham. He didn't go through with it.
Yeah, the NFL staged it.
Right. Like, just put the ball in his court for once and see what he does. That's how I feel. Delicioso says, if we don't trade Jimmy G, I will stop being a Niners fan. I'll switch to the LA Chargers.